and made us contemptible, now that in your belief you block the earth's zones, the heavens' horizons, and you've left no solution for us, you crow with pleasure now that the world has turned for you, our government is allocated to you, our affairs are arranged for you, get off your high horse. Do you know how difficult it is to say to the Khalifa of the Islamic State, get off your high horse? That Khalifa has literally got a parade of soldiers. He's just killed your brother. He's killed your whole family. And Zainab stands up to him and she says, get off your high horse. You think that you've reached this position because you've done good deeds? She smashes him with another ayah of the Quran. Look at Zainab and Quran. Surah 3, verse 178. Which ayah does she use? Let not those who disbelieve think that our giving them a long life is good for their souls. Rather, we give them a long life so they may add to their sins. And for them, there is a painful chastisement. How many times have you guys seen the worst of people, they live until their 90s? And your best of people die in a car crash at the age of 21. Have you seen that in life? Sometimes you see the worst of the worst of the worst live until 80, 90. And your best friend, a good human being, dies of cancer at 25. Sometimes people turn around and say, God, why? What is it? How is it that this person gets to live so long and my brother Hussein dies, or Qasim dies, or Akbar dies? Yazid had used this as an argument for himself. Yazid said, if I was bad, then why is God letting me live and letting Qasim die? Where's your God, Zainab? If I'm bad, how comes I'm alive, Qasim's dead? How comes I'm alive, Akbar's dead? Zainab destroyed him with this ayah. She used the Quran again. What did she say? She said to him, Yazid, know one thing, let not those who disbelieve think that our granting them respite is good for their souls. It's not. We grant them respite so they do more dhunub, so that that day of judgment is even longer for them. Our sixth Imam was asked the question, someone is a sinner for 60 years, why does God put them in hell for 60 million, for example? They've only sinned for 60. Imam Sadiq replied, had they been allowed to live forever, they would have continued sinning forever. Yes? Someone like Yazid, Zainab was making clear to him, Yazid, even wallah, if you live till 200 or 400, you think by you living and my brother dying that Allah loves you? No. Allah wants you to add more sins so that on the day of judgment your file is clear for everyone to see. When she says that to Yazid, Yazid is literally sitting there, cannot reply. She then moves on with a shattering line. أَمِنَ الْعَدْلِ يَبْنَ الطُّلَقَاءِ O Yazid, O you whose father was freed by my grandfather. Wow. O Yazid, O you whose father was freed by my grandfather. What does she mean? O you whose father was freed by my grandfather. Who's Yazid's father? Muawiyah. Who's her grandfather? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. Now she says to him, O Yazid, O you whose father was freed by my grandfather. Do you know what a shattering line that is? Muawiyah, how was he freed by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi? On the day that Mecca was opened, when Mecca was opened, Abu Sufyan, Hind, Muawiyah, others who were known as the enemies of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, when Rasulullah opened Mecca, he now had the control of Mecca and the control of Medina. Abu Sufyan was certain that, you know what, Muhammad's gonna kill me. Hind was certain, Muawiyah was certain, others were certain. Those, what did they do? They straight away came, they said, listen, we become Muslim now. طبعا their Islam is not a sincere Islam. They were counted therefore as طلقاء. You know, talaq is the word for divorce in Arabic. What does talaq mean? To be freed. When she said, أَمِنَ الْعَدْلِ يَبْنَ الطُّلَقَاءِ O you whose father was freed by my grandfather, she was making clear something. Your father is one of the tulaqa. He never joined Islam because he loved Islam. He joined Islam because he knew otherwise he would be finished. Therefore, in Sunni thought, the tulaqa cannot become khulafa. The tulaqa cannot become khulafa. Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, all of them are not tulaqa. Muawiyah is under the tulaqa. The tulaqa cannot become khulafa because there is a question mark about their Islam. Publicly, they are Muslim. La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah, they say. But inside, we don't know what their niyyah was when they became Muslim. Because they became Muslim on the day of the opening of Mecca. Zainab alayhi salam, she knows that if she says this line, Yazid could easily ask someone to go and whip her. Makes no difference to Zainab. You know what? I'll take you on. I have the bravery of my father. I'm not scared of you. In the same way my father was never scared of your father. O Yazid, O you whose father was freed by my grandfather. Is it fair that you place your wives and daughters behind a curtain while the daughters of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi are taken from city to city as captives with no one to protect them? Is it fair that you disgrace us by unveiling our faces so that everyone can see us, from the stranger to the acquaintance, from the noble to the ignoble, while there is none to defend us? One of the first defenders of hijab was Zainab alayhi salam. Today our daughters living in Australia, living in America, living in Canada, many of them want to wear the hijab, but they're scared to wear the hijab because of Islamophobia,